Many blessings to you, my beautiful sisters. So I have here your general reading, and I'm just going to jump right into it. So the first three cards we have here, let me move some of your cards out of your way, is the overall theme and message of your reading. So the first card is worthiness, which is in reverse, gratitude, which is upright, and focus, which is in reverse. So this is Spirit telling me that this reading is basically trying to bring your awareness to your self-worth, your ability to feel worthy of something, and whatever it is that you focus on, let it be your self-doubts, your low self-esteem, your unworthiness, or things of that nature, is what you're going to receive, because energy attracts like energy, right? So Spirit is saying whatever you focus on, if you're focusing on your lack, if you're focusing on your need, if you're focusing on the lower vibrational things, that is what you're going to attract. So you have to be very, very mindful of your thoughts, right? Because Spirit is saying gratitude is one of the highest vibrations. When you're in a space of gratitude, I'll send you some gratitude affirmations that I listen to almost daily. I stop for a little bit and I'm starting back up again, because I know how it puts me in such a great vibrational space to just be so open to how beautiful and how grateful I am to be alive, to be able to breathe, to be able to see, to be able to touch, to be able to see my children, to hug them, that my heart is beating. I mean, all these little things, just to be grateful of the small things. So this is what your higher self, your lower self, and your spiritual team wants you to really, really focus on the things that you're grateful for. When those lower vibrational thoughts come in, they want you to start focusing on higher vibrational things. Remember that story about the wolf? Whatever thoughts that you focus on, either they'll be good, they're bad. Whatever you feed the wolf is what the wolf is going to become, right? So you got to focus on that which you're grateful for every single day. Find something to be grateful for and focus on that and ride that energy. So for your overall theme and message, it's like your thoughts and your awareness of your own thoughts are very, very important. And when they go in a space of unworthiness, or they go in a space of lack or need, that is what you're going to attract. So your team really wants you to stay in a higher vibrational state. That is very important for all of us now, because we're going through this huge spiritual warfare, to stay in a higher vibration. And that which of gratitude is something that you need to really, really focus on. Being mindful of staying in that state of mind, okay? So, what I'll do for you is I will send you some affirmations that will help you to really, really focus on the things that you should be grateful for, all right? So let's jump into it, my love. So the first couple of cards are in reference to you. So what is it about you that you need to know right now with everything that you're going through? So it says, who am I ready to forgive? Awareness, magic in reverse, and relaxation in reverse. So, all right, let's focus on who am I ready to forgive. So, who am I ready to forgive and upright? This is Spirit saying your overall energy is just ready to forgive, and not really forget, but to forgive and process and let stuff go. Just let shit go. You're just kind of at a space where you just don't want to stay caught up in the karmic loop that you've been in regarding relationships, regarding loving yourself, regarding struggle, regarding all these things that keep you kind of in this lower vibrational state, reliving the same lesson over and over again. So Spirit is saying, forgive yourself, right? Because you're starting with that. I know you wrote that letter, which is awesome, but Spirit is saying, who else do you need to forgive? Who else do you need to focus on when it comes to forgiveness? You start with you, and then you go down the list. Okay, do I need to forgive my mom for certain things? Do I need to forgive my dad for my mom and dad for programming me in this struggle kind of vibration? Do I need to forgive, my ex for putting me in this kind of vibration where I feel like I didn't deserve to be loved? All these kind of things are what Spirit is saying your overall self wants to focus on, right? And this will help you to kind of process and transmute this energy that's kind of feeling stagnant and making you feel a little stuck right now, like you're just in a perpetual loop, right? Because it's with this being the purple, it's like your crown chakra is very open, so you're very much aware of what needs to happen. It's like you're getting the downloads and you understand that, hey, now I need to be working on forgiveness. I need to be letting some shit go. I need to be shedding some parts of myself because they are no longer serving me, and they're keeping me in a space where I'm seeing the same shit, the same situation, the same circumstances, the same scenario, and I'm just over that. I want to do something different, right? So what they're saying is keep paying attention to your awareness, what's coming to mind, what is it that you need to do, because like I said, your crown chakra is open, so you have the clarity as what you need to do next, and you understand that forgiving and shedding parts of yourself needs to happen so that you can get out of this loop and learn the lessons that you need to learn. So what they're saying is use the magic that you're learning, and that's why I said this is confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. They always confirm certain things. That's why I said to do that ritual regarding your higher self, and I never sent you the information. I will do that for you. The information regarding the aspect of yourself that you need to release, because again, every time that we grow, every year, every month, I mean, if you think about it, we change all the time, and that's why I just got a new name from Spirit. It's like you grow and you evolve, and parts of yourself that you had within that space and that transition and that space and time in which you were that person, those aspects of yourself, you outgrow them. Because you learn different things, you grow in your consciousness, your perspective grows, the way you experience and see reality grows differently, right? So Spirit is saying you need to start using some of that magic that you're learning, some of those techniques that you're learning, some of those tools that will help you to kind of transition and move through this stagnant energy. Like I said, meditation is a good one. Using those tones is a good one. Rituals to releasing and shedding parts of yourself during that full moon. Healings with me, or healings with whoever, or healings, whatever. These things are going to help you kind of move this energy through. And they're also saying how important it is for you to make sure that you're focusing on relaxing. And what I feel like the relaxing is more so focused on is your mental mind. You need to learn how to relax that, and that's why they're bringing attention to the tools that you need to use in order to relax your mental mind, your mentality, that monkey mind you have that's going. That's why I say meditation and listening to tones and all those things, and breathing techniques are very, very important because they help to slow the process and the thinking of the mind, of the ego. It helps to slow it down little by little so you can start focusing on those thoughts that need your attention and releasing those thoughts that don't, So that's something that's really, really important. That's something that Spirit is saying that they want you to focus on. Start relaxing that mind. Start relaxing that anxiety. Start doing whatever it is you need to do on a daily basis to keep that mental mind from going and going and going, because it weighs you down. Everything starts in the mind. So wherever the mind goes, everything else goes. The way you speak, your actions, your decisions, your behaviors, that's where it goes, right? All right, so next we're going to go to the mind. So we know that Spirit was already talking about focusing on where you put your mind at, the thoughts that you keep within your mind. So let's see what else the mind has to say. So you have this in reverse, which is where can I ask for more help? So this is the blue. So this is your throat chakra. So this is Spirit saying when it comes to your mentality, or the way that you think, when you're having these thoughts or you're going through these kinds of shifts of energy where you're getting really, really depressed, or you're feeling really, really heavy, you need to reach out and ask for help. You need to reach out and message me. You need to reach out and message a person. Don't try to go through that stuff, that heavy stuff by yourself. It becomes too much is what Spirit is saying. So you need to not be prideful, but you need to go to whoever you need to go to and start to release some of that energy, some of that, whatever it is you need to, assistance with. If you need some help regarding processing the thought or getting a new thought or shifting your thoughts. Like I said, affirmations help, tones help, meditation helps, a bunch of stuff that will help you, but you need to start using those tools so you don't get so stuck or spend so much time in that vibration. Because when you have this love in reverse, it says, may you dive deep into your passions. So with this being in reverse, it's like because of your mentality and your anxious mind, it's really hard for you to focus on the things that you love. It's hard for you to do it because the way that you're thinking sometimes likes to gravitate in that lower vibrational frequency. So like again, once you're wherever your mind goes, everything else goes. So when you're feeling that vibration, you're trying to process in that abyss and that underworld, you get stuck there, and so everything that you say and do kind of aligns with that energy. And so you're not able to kind of be in a vibration of love and hope and moving forward and happiness and processing, that kind of stuff. And what Spirit is saying is that it's going to take your perception of things to change, your perception of how you see your thoughts, your perception of where your thoughts are coming from and how you deal with them, your perception of your reality and what you've been through in your past, your present, and your future. All of that is very, very important. And you can't, the thing that you really need to understand is that things are not black and white. They are not. I mean, they are black, yellow, green, purple, orange. I mean, I swear, nothing is black and white. So you can't look at stuff and categorize it into a good and bad kind of thing. You gotta kind of process it a little differently. So your perception is going to, once your perception changes about your experiences on a deep subconscious level, then the way that you see things and the way that you view things, in turn, and experience things will be different, and you'll be able to really focus on the things that you love, within your life, and have that sense of gratitude. Because again, it's hard to focus on things when you're in that lower vibration, your perspective, you can't really see the good and stuff. But I tell people, even when you deal with fear, the root of all fear is love. It really is. And I know that's really weird to say. People will be like, what the hell does that mean? What I mean is that the things that people fear because there's some love behind that fear. It's like, or that love is perverted or something, but love is always behind all things. Your worst fear, let's use the example, your worst fear is you don't want to lose your kid. It's because you love your kid. Your worst fear is that you don't want to die. It's because you love your life. In some way or fashion, you want to be alive because you love living, or all these kinds of things. Love is at the root of all things. It really, truly is. So if we could just change our perception on just that little concept, life would be different. So with this also being an upright, it's like family is a big thing for you. I think you focus a lot of your energy on your immediate family, your kids, and not only that, but your dad and your mom. Like your family's a big, 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 big thing. And Spirit is saying that's okay, but don't allow your thoughts or things that happen within your family to kind of put you in a space where you feel low or change your perception on life because things aren't, kind of jellying the way that you feel they're supposed to. Because everything is not black and white, especially when it comes to family, is what Spirit is saying. So sometimes you have to change your perspective. Everything happens for a reason. Everybody is who they are, where they are, and the way that they are in your life for a reason. So it's very, very important for you to have that kind of perspective when seeing and interacting and dealing with your family members and your children, to see what the cause is, who, what, where, and how. What is the role that they play in your life, the who, what, when, and how, And when your perspective really grows on that, it changes everything, okay? So that's your mind. So let's go to your spirit. So your spirit is, where am I called to use my voice? So this is more throat chakra right now. Anger, upright. New beginnings in reverse, and burden. Ooh. Okay, all right. So, okay. So spiritually, you got a lot going on, sis. So this is why you feel so heavy. So, first let's go with the burden. So you feel very, very stagnant and weighed down by a lot of situations. Your own kids, your own thoughts, family, career. I mean, things just feel really, really heavy for you right now because this is an upright position. So this is something that you are crown, with the crown chakra in purple. This is something that you're aware of within your thoughts. Like, there's too much going on. I feel stuck. I feel weighed down. I don't feel like I have too many decisions. Too many possibilities or too many options, that kind of energy. And this is keeping you from seeing your perspective being so limited, and it's keeping you from experiencing new beginnings. And not only that, but the anger that is coming from your solar plexus, is really, really hindering and blocking these new beginnings, because you're still kind of, I don't know if you know this, but you're very, very angry about this, feeling stuck and, feeling like I literally see you like running up against a wall, like bumping your head up against the wall over and over and over again. You're trying so hard and it's not really working, and this is making you very, very angry subconsciously, right? So what Spirit is saying, there are a lot of things you need to start talking about, even if you need to start recording yourself, just speaking about the things that need to be spoken about, or screaming in a pillow when you have to, or just voicing. It's like Spirit is saying you have to start using your voice, because that's where this energy, this anger, and this burden energy will be able to be lifted off of you when you start to speak about it. But if you're always keeping it in and you're going on and you're smiling, but you're like burning up mad and angry inside and just frustrated with the whole scenario, and you're pretending that all is well, this is what's going to be happening on the spiritual level, and you're not going to be able to receive everything that you want. These new beginnings, you're going to be stuck in the loop because you're not learning the lesson. And the big lesson here is what Spirit is saying, is that you have to start speaking. You have to work on your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is something that is a big issue for you, because I don't know if I did an inner child reading for you, but I believe this is something that was kind of not allowed in your house. Like you weren't able to speak up, or you weren't being heard about certain issues and circumstances regarding, you personally in your childhood. So this is something that Spirit is working on with you, your throat chakra. But if you're not doing the work and you're not actively using your throat chakra, speaking up about things, saying, hey, I'm going through this, I'm hurting, no, I don't feel like it right now, I'm tired, I feel overworked, and doing it in a healthy way. Even sometimes it's not going to be healthy when you got to cut somebody out, but sometimes that shit has to happen. You know what I mean? So this is what Spirit is saying that needs to happen for you right now, so that some of this energy can be processed and transmuted, because it's just there. It's really heavy. And it's keeping you really, really low. And it's keeping you in these kind of weird loopish cycles where it's up and down, in and out. I'm happy for a day and then I'm sad for the next 3 days, and then I'm coming back up again happy, and then I'm angry as hell still, but I'm still, it's like that kind of energy, up and down, round and round. And Spirit is saying, because you're being really, really pushed, this energy is not to keep you down, but it's really, really to push you. That's why it's called depression. Depression is just pressure. It's psychic and spiritual pressure to push you into a direction, so that you don't stay stuck. Because otherwise, if you don't get that kind of pressure or that kind of push, you'll just stay there. You'll stay complacent, and you'll just stay in that whole frequency or loop. So that's what Spirit is trying to bring to your attention. I hope that makes sense. All right, next is your family and friends. So you have forgive, may you let it be. This is beautiful. And on whom am I placing the blame right now? And am I clear on what my soul really wants? All right, so regarding your family and friends, it's like I said, I feel like it's some things that need to be forgiven regarding your dad or your mom. And they're saying that with this forgiveness, you gotta not place the blame on them regarding some certain things. Like I said, with this whole kind of struggle loop you're working through, you can't really. We have to learn, understand. We can't blame our parents. They, first of all, consciously, they're not where we are. They're vibrating lower than we are. They only had what they only had what they had. You know what I mean? They didn't have all these tools. They didn't have this sort of awareness about patterns and cycles and spiritual warfare and all these things like that. They were just surviving. They were just living. They were just going through the motions. They were trying to do the best they could with what they had. So a lot of times when we're going through these healings, and we've learned to forgive ourselves, we really have to forgive our parents, because it's easier said than done, but these are the things that we have to understand. This is a part of the process. They were who they were for you for a reason, and it's up to you to use that, let that reason be of healing and be of blessing to you and be a lesson to you, so that you may move forward, right? So this is saying, what does your soul really want? Does your soul really want to heal? Does your soul really want closure? Does your soul really want to reestablish these connections within your family, or not? Because what it's going to take is that you're going to have to let go of some of that blame. You're going to have to let go of some of that judgment, and you're going to really forgive that and heal that so that you can move forward, because that's really the only way that these connections are going to be able to be reestablished on different kind of soil, on different ground. Otherwise, you'll just be replaying that loop all over and over and over again, and nothing will work out for you guys, So that's what Spirit is saying. You have to forgive yourself, and in turn forgive the people around you, so that things will be different. And stop blaming others for your mistakes, or blaming others subconsciously, or your parents, or whoever else, your friends, or whoever else, for any of your shortcomings. These people are reflections and mirrors, and anything that you're relating to is teaching you something. And if it's not, you need to just let that situation and circumstance go, because that's what the relationship is for. It's a relationship for a reason. Ships take you somewhere, and if they don't, then you need to just release them and let them go. Okay? So next we are working on the romance and love, right? So I know you asked me, I was quite upset regarding you telling me that when I did the ritual, that he immediately surfaced, right? So I had a long conversation with Spirit regarding this whole situation, my team or whatever. And so I spoke to them, and this is what they tell me regarding to contracts, and this is just more confirmation that I've heard from them. But now, when you're dealing with karmic contracts or psychic contracts and things like that, they can be cut, right? Which is something that I did when ritual with the ritual that I did for you. But at the end of the day, if I cut them psychically, right, and I go on your behalf into the spirit world, and I say, hey, I'm for Jessica, for Jess, I'm cutting these psychic cords on her behalf, she, and they say, the Spirit says, okay, cool. And then because of the way that this whole system works, we will always be tested. We will always be challenged, especially on something that we have agreed that we've learned the lesson from. Okay? So in order for something to be a contract to be non and void, the person or the energetic being has to have learned the lesson internally, right? So once me and you did that, you allowed me to do that ritual. Spirit was saying, okay, the psychic, everything's been done. So let's see if she accepted it and she learned the lesson from it, and she can move forward now. So he was sent directly to you to see if you were able to not be bothered or triggered or anything by him at all. But what they did was say that was not the case at all. You hadn't really understand who he was, what he was about, what you were supposed to learn from him, and how he was not supposed to be able to get you in a space and place where he could trigger you or have any effect on you internally at all, right? And that was not the case. So when it comes to magic and things of that nature and healing, people can do, us as healers, we can do all this stuff, for you on the spiritual plane. But physically, if you're not, if the lesson hasn't been learned internally, meaning that your spirit will be alchemized, and meaning you'll be a different person because you've learned the lesson, your perspective and how you see life is completely different. So therefore your energy is different, right? But if spirit will bring that test to you face to face in the physical plane, and you don't pass, you have to learn the lesson. You know what I mean? Because that's what you came here to do. So it's like that with everything. You can have these spiritual people, these healers and us, and do these rituals for you, but you guys have to be doing the work as well. You guys have to be fighting the fight too, and you guys have to be understanding and overstanding and understanding that the lesson has to be learned. So if you were to come face to face with this issue that you just cut ties with, it would not shake you, it would not move you, it would not trigger you, it has no effect on you at all. Then it's done. You understand what I'm saying? So that was that. All right, so let's get on to it. So it says, resilient my soul, may your soul weather the storms, which is upright, death in reverse, retreat, upright, grounding, upright, acceptance in reverse, and love. So this is Spirit saying that right now you're in a space where you have to accept that you're still kind of healing and transmuting this whole relationship that you were in. You're still going through the motions psychically. You're still trying to understand, and overstand that whole relationship and how much of an effect it had on you, right? Because with this death in reverse, it's like you don't understand that you're still trying to heal. You're still trying to heal. You're very, very resilient. You're going to get past it, but you're still in a place that you need to heal. So this is why Spirit is saying you need to retreat and pull back and not really try to be in a space with another person right now, because you're not ready for that. You need a lot of grounding. You need a lot of healing. You need a lot of grounding. When I think of grounding, I feel His Spirit always says, sit with the trees, sit with the grass, sit with the water. Just be one with nature and be quiet so that you can hear what needs to be heard. And this is what Spirit is saying. And because there's still a lot of things that need to be accepted, but there's love that will come in, and the love that will come in first is the love that you have for yourself, and you'll really start to see that grow and blossom once you're really able to get to a point where you can kind of release this whole connection. But like I said, with him being able to just come in and just rock your whole world, that means there's still some stuff that needs to be learned internally regarding him and that connection, okay? So Spirit is saying you just got to love yourself enough to give yourself space to ground, give yourself that understanding, that compassion, and that empathy regarding that connection. Understand that you will heal, that you're resilient, and whatever it is, you can get through it, right? But just accept it for what it is and learn and grow from it, and let it be find the blessing in the lesson, okay? So next is career and finances. Let's do this. So you have a lighten the load, manifestation. Am I letting fear stop me? Do I believe I am worthy? And re-energize. Okay. All right. So this is what Spirit is saying. First of all, there goes that burden again. So spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, especially with the mentality, the mind, the anxiety, you have a lot going on, which is blocking how you, your solar plexus, how you are directly receiving and giving energy and creating. When your solar plexus is blocked, and there's not enough energy, you need enough energy to create. You know, we're creative beings. So with your solar plexus, that's the energy you use to create stuff, to manifest stuff, right? So if there's not enough energy there, because your energy is all scattered, it's all over the place, there's a lot of mental energy, a lot of focus here, there, all everywhere, you're not able to manifest that what you want when it comes to money. Excuse me. And I told people money and opportunities, as far as finance and financial wealth and things like that, are directly connected to your solar plexus, because that's where you create. You create opportunities, possibilities, abundance directly out of your solar plexus. So if you don't have enough energy to do that, you're just going to be creating the same old scenario of lack or need, right? So this is Spirit saying this is something you absolutely need to work on. You have to work on your solar plexus. You have to work on your self-esteem. You have to work on your self-doubt. You have to work on your worthy, you feeling worthy of opportunities, of creating a new scenario, new possibilities, new relationships, things like that, because it's stopping your money. Yeah, because the fear of, I think it's more so the fear of when we are connected to that energy of struggle, and I'm telling you this from personal experience, we fear greatness, we fear opportunity, we self-sabotage a lot, especially mentally, with thinking we're not worthy enough, we don't deserve this, I'm not good enough to get that job, I'm not good enough to try this, I'm not good enough to have that opportunity, what if I mess up, like all of this stuff, and you let your fear get in the way and block that whole opportunity, as to where you'll miss it, or you'll self-sabotage it, you know. So this is something that Spirit is saying you definitely have to work on. You got to work on your solar plexus, your self-worth, accepting love, you know, giving love, accepting new opportunities, accepting challenges as well. You know, don't be afraid of a job that may look too hard, or something that may be out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's something that you need to do. Maybe it's your Spirit challenging you to do something different, or change a career, or something of that nature. But don't let your fear get in the way of creating something new for yourself that may be the best thing you've ever dreamed of. right, do I believe I'm worthy? I forgot this card was even in here. So this is what I was saying about the solar plexus, that worth is a big deal for you. And they said that in the beginning of this whole reading about your worthiness, feeling worthy enough for new beginnings, feeling subconsciously worthy enough for new opportunities, for new circumstances, for new experiences, for new situations, for new friendships, for new relationships. Feeling worthy is very, very important, because like I said, the solar plexus is all about money. And if you don't have enough energy, see this? Energize. If you don't have enough energy to create new opportunities for yourself, or to attract that with that light within yourself, then you keep riding the karmic wave, is what I tell people. So you got to re-energize yourself. You got to re-energize your thoughts, new affirmations about I am worthy. I deserve this. I deserve all new opportunities and new beginnings. I welcome all new things into my life. Those kind of things is what you got to really focus your energy on, so that you can start creating some new stuff, especially within money. So this is Spirit trying to say, you got to, if you're worried about money, work on your solar plexus, because it starts with your mentality. And your mentality has everything to do with your energy. Okay? All right. So last but not least, your challenges and advice. Obstacles and challenges. Am I afraid to be seen? What do I resist feeling right now? Magnetism. So all about attraction. I attract and magnetize to me all that I need to get what I want. Truth, upright. Anger and chains again. And trust. Ooh, okay. So you're still not trusting yourself. This is that personal power and will, which is the solar plexus again. So your challenge is the fact that you need to start trusting yourself. You have this inner knowing. Like I said, your crown chakra is open, so you're being divinely guided, right? You have this your higher self is beaming down information and inner knowings, and you just have to let that guide you. If you trust yourself a little bit more, then you'll be able to be guided and led into opportunities, spaces, and places where you're supposed to be. You'll get more into alignment if you start to trust yourself more. And just be okay with the truth, regarding your past, your present, and your future. You have to accept things for what they are so that you can move forward. Don't be trying to act like you okay when you're not. You have to be truthful with yourself first, and then in turn you can be truthful to other people. And that's very important when you're speaking and you're communicating. When people ask you how you doing, you're not doing well. I don't feel good today. Or how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. Knowing that you want to just light a whole house on fire, or something like that. Spirit is saying you have to start being truthful and honest about stuff. It really starts there, because this anger is really weighing you down more so than anything right now. It's heavy, that upsetment is what I feel. It's like it's just that's why I say, if you got to do some kickboxing, if you got to take a boxing class, if you got to scream in your pillow, all these things. But the anger becomes, if you could see, first of all, the demon of anger is just, and if you could see energetically what it looks like when people get really, really angry, and how they smell, and how it starts to not only weigh them down, but it starts to wreak havoc on the body, like moving through the body like an aggressive fire. I don't know if you've ever seen a fire before, but the anger kind of moves through the body like that. I mean, it really wreaks havoc on the person, right? So just understand that you're harming yourself by harnessing and keeping all this anger within inside of yourself, instead of really acknowledging it and being honest about it. You know what? I am fucking angry. I'm mad as fucking hell. You know what I mean? And I need to punch some shit because I'm mad, and really starting to get that stuff out and acknowledging and processing that emotion, so you don't keep that within yourself. And understanding that you are a manifester, and that everything that you think about and everything that you focus on will manifest, So stop focusing on the things that you lack and the things that you don't want, and focus on that what you need. You know, start speaking some good stuff over yourself and thinking some positive things over yourself. And what do I resist? Right? Again, the not acknowledging how you truly feel, being honest about your feelings with whoever, with your friends, your family, with your kids, with yourself. It starts with self. Just acknowledging how you truly feel. If you're burnt out, you're burnt out. If you're tired, if you're angry, these are the things you have to start acknowledging, Spirit said. And this is like a thing for you because you don't like to be honest about how you feel sometimes with people, you know. And you don't want to be vulnerable, and you don't want to, people to know that you're feeling overwhelmed or depressed and things like that. You know, you're kind of secretive about that kind of stuff. But Spirit is saying you got to get out of that, because that is a trauma response that you have kind of picked up, that being secretive about how you feel and not allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And this is, again, in alignment with, are you afraid to be seen? You know, are you afraid to be heard and seen? And why? Why do you not want people to see you? Why do you not want people to notice you? Why do you not want people to hear your side of the story? Or, you know, these are the things that Spirit is saying you have to start acknowledging and addressing. Yeah, holding yourself back and not allowing yourself to just be free and vulnerable and open. You know, just keeping yourself all caged up and confined, you know, and not being honest. And that's what Spirit is saying. You got to really work on that and start trusting yourself a lot more, because you have this inner knowing that's kind of guiding you in the directions and the people, places, and things that you need to be in alignment with. But you doubt yourself so much because of your solar plexus being so, you know, out of balance, that you don't, you know, believe that you could be right, you know what I mean, or that you're worth it, or that you deserve it, or that kind of energy. Okay, I think that's all I got. Oh, I wanted to pull you one of my cards from my yoga trauma thing. Let's see. So what pose can she use to help her kind of work through this stuff, Spirit? So you got 3, and I will send you pictures of these. These are affirmations with yoga poses that you can do to work through this energy, okay? And I will say, I'm not even going to try to say these words, but I'm going to send them to you, okay? And start to do these for me when you start to feel overwhelmed, or, you know, that kind of stuff. And say these mantras on here, these affirmations. They're also good as well. Okay, love you. I hope that this will give you confirmation that you need. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Thank you again for your patience, understanding, and support. Love you so much. Be blessed.